Welcome to About a Song with Smith and Calvert,
a 12-episode weekly video podcast where we play one of our songs, talk about how it was written, songwriting, and life.
Hope you enjoy. I rehearse the lines, telling you I never was the one you wanted me to be. Why do I tell myself those lies? Even when I'm talking to the one staring back at me, the mirror always abuses. If you wanted a show with an ingenue, everybody knows you turned out for the wrong one. Turns out I'm the wrong one for you. If together isn't just a word, but what we wanna be, why am I so lonely? If someone's dreams must be left out on the street, it can't be mine only. If you wanted a show with an ingenue, everybody knows you turned out for the wrong one. Turns out I'm the wrong one for you. If someone's dreams must be left on the street, it can't be mine only. If someone's dreams must be left on the street, it can't be mine only. If someone's dreams must be left on the street, it can't be mine only. Trimming the phrases free of what I need to say, tailored to your feelings. Never been the one to be held inside a box, trapped by low ceilings. If you wanted a show with an ingenue, everybody knows you turned out for the wrong one. Turns out I'm the wrong one for you. You turned out for the wrong one. Turns out I'm the wrong one for you. Wrong one for you. Wrong one for you.
Hi, this is Michael Smith.
And my name is Leah Calvert. Welcome to the 4th episode of Smith and Calvert, About a Song.
So if you're here, you probably just heard us do the song Turns Out, which it turns out is a song Leah was the main writer on. Mm-hmm. But before we talk about that, we'll continue our theme here. The wine of the evening that I kind of sprung on Leah is one of my favorites, Purple Label from the Hess collection. I love this wine. What did you think about it?
It was big. It was super big. It was awesome. It was actually perfect till the last drop. I'm about to drink the last drop. It was great for this beast of a song that we had to record. See, we've already drained the bottle dry.
Yeah, so we tend to record the song first, and then we do our interview and talk about it. And this song, we realized we've had so many new songs that we haven't played this one in months and months and months. And so we sat down to do it, and we're like, man, we got some work to do. So it's been a few hours trying to get a good version of this to record.
Yeah.
And an entire bottle of wine.
Yep.
Big, giant, great wine. We like it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
The song.
Why don't you kind of set up the song a little bit about this one's kind of your baby? Why don't you talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, it was about a year ago, I guess. In the beginning, this was kind of one of the first tunes that we
Probably longer than that.
Yeah.
But still.
We'd sort of started working on, and it was, as a side note, like I've been wanting to use the word ingenue in a song for years. Possibly.
I've known Leah for at least 15 years, and for 14 of those, she's been trying to somehow fit the word ingenue in a song, and she finally got an opportunity that I was like, yeah, that actually works. What, for people that don't know, what is an ingenue?
The young chick in the
young
movie.
Beautiful girl who maybe is not. It probably would not be very PC in this world, right?
Yeah, the damsel in distress.
Yes, exactly.
All kinds of things, but yeah. So that was in there, but it's really just sort of. It's this notion of like, and I also liked playing with the notion of like you turned out to a show and it happened to be the wrong show, or you turned out to like your movie and it was the wrong day, and then this notion of like in playing with the notion of it turns out like I'm not the right person for you, and like the song sort of starts off. I tend to write in these kind of in my head dialogues. So I spend a lot of time talking to myself, basically, in my songs. And Michael really helps me like navigate what person I'm talking in. Like you actually are really good at being like, you need to say I, or you need to say him, or you need to say her,
sure.
Or who's talking here. And I'm like, it's all in my head. I don't know.
Yeah.
So in this particular song though, like, for me, and I think for a lot of people, there is this tendency in relationships where they start to go wrong, where you start to have a lot of self-doubt and you talk to yourself in these possibly very negative ways. And in this particular song, the beginning of it says, I rehearse the lines to try to tell you that I'm not the person for you. And, even when I look into the mirror, I'm just going to go ahead and beat myself up about it. And it's like you tend not to be rational when you get to these like very deeply emotional places. And you can say really hurtful stuff just to yourself. And it's not helpful at all. And so that was really the song.
What I thought was neat about it was, first of all, it's very, the phrase like, it's not me, it's you, is a very used thing when people in a relationship or something's going bad, right? But like this is an actual very earnest take on that. Because usually when that's being said, it's like in a joking manner. It's not real. You don't want to take responsibility.
Yeah.
But this one is more like really, it's like a very negative look at oneself. Like something is inherently wrong with a person talking this story. And that's one of the things that talked to me about it, because that's a slightly different view. It's really like, the person looking back at the mirror is a problem. Like I am an issue. It was a very self-reflective, interesting concept. And anyway, that kind of was what spoke to me about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, for me, that's part of, I think, growing older is that, you have just like this endless self-reflection.
Sure.
And it's really great fodder for writing songs.
Yeah.
If you can harness that.
No, sure. And so the way this one happened, right? So Leah had the first 2 verses and the chorus pretty much done, and a really great melody. And I was captivated by the melody of both of them when I first heard them. And I immediately, like as soon as I heard it, I was like, okay, I got to go work on this. And I wrote 2 other verses for it. And then she wrote another final set of verses. And then one of my verses turned into the bridge, which... We actually went up when we went to the lake one weekend with our friend Neil, who Leah plays a lot with, Neil Fountain, who's one of my favorite musicians on the planet. He's one of the best bass players on the planet. A lot of people don't know how great of a guitarist he is. But we were working this song out, and he helped a bunch us come up with the bridge that happened, which is to me was kind of one of the most important parts of the song. Which we'll talk about this a lot more, but a lot of our songwriting, we have these other people around us that we end up using. And Neil, it's funny, for me, I'm a mandolin player more than a guitarist a lot of times. And I've used Neil's guitar playing a ton. Like he'll play pieces or do things that would really help me directionally on a lot of these songs we're playing. And he helped a lot on this song. So
yeah, it's funny, like as an accompanist too, like I mean that is what you're doing, like when we're doing in a song situation like this. It's really easy to fall into that trap of just playing like, 1, 4, 5, or just some simple chord pattern, and it does make for like, the nuance in it is kind of where it's all in the nuance. And
a lot of it's trying to learn when not to play. Mm-hmm. A lot of this stuff is trying to learn when not to play with this stuff, because it's a very sparse arrangement with what we're doing. Yeah. It's 2 voices, 2 instruments. Your fiddle's almost never playing. Yeah. And it's trying to just play exactly what is right and not overplay very much. Mm-hmm. It's completely different than a bluegrass mindset where like on mandolin, I'm trying to fit as many notes as, just being real. Like how fast can I play? How many notes can I play? Yeah. I want to play a solo that rips your head off.
Sure.
Like there's none of this. Our entire thought process in this is to find a way to play the absolute least amount of notes we can possibly play. Yeah. I feel like that's the point. That's a huge different game.
Absolutely.
On it. That's one of the fun. That's why this is so fun to me. Is because it's a completely different view than what we do when we're thinking of bluegrass music a lot of times.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, anyway, this is a song I really like a lot. That was episode 4. Again, do we have any clue yet what episode 5 is?
I'll ask you the day before we do episode 5.
That's right. We just like this one. Hey, let's do this song. We haven't played it in 9 months. All right, well, thanks. Tell your friends about it. And and we'll be seeing you in a week for episode 5.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.